Hello everyone and welcome into yet another live stream and didn't finish us. Did I spell finish correctly, by the way? Shucks, I just turned off, whoops, give me a second. Whoops, I'm back. I accidentally turned off my stream. There we go, I'm back. I am in fact back. Neat. So hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. How fast do you shower? I finished shower a while back ago. I'm a quick showerer. I shower quick. 3.5 millimeters. Hold on, I'm thinking about the circuit right now. It's a bit thick. On the other side, damn it. I'm wondering what is the smallest battery you can have for a circuit. Power shower. No eyebrows. I shower efficiently, not my fault. Anyhow, anyway. Anyway. I'm gonna just keep drinking coffee today until we finish this. Because this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I was supposed to finish it yesterday and I did not. And that is upsetting. That is really quite upsetting. So hold on, there's one real quick link I need to save before going. And then we're just gonna try to finish it in a single setting. There we are. Alright. Is it what you want to finish first stream? I want to finish the video that I've been working on for 2 weeks at this point, which is way overdue. It's not that good of a video. It's not good enough video to be working on for 2 weeks. That's why we're gonna finish it today.
Then we multiply the result by our number.
Why does it sound so weird?
Then we multiply the result by our number. We decrement the basic number.
That's way better. Okay, we need podcast voice setting instead of vocal presence. Okay, neat.
Case because 5 is equal to 5 and not 1. Then we multiply the result by our number.
So then this.
We decrement
Piss off this.
is equal to 1 and then 1.
Okay.
Then we
Hi there. Awkward time.
multiply the result by our number. We
Okay, this
Why
will
was this editing?
yeah, it's thrilling. I know. It needs to happen.
It is.
I need to do it.
1. Then we multiply the result by our number. We decrement the basic number.
Oh my goodness,
The
there's
animations look good though.
Yeah, that's my specialty. The editing is just what I need to do, unfortunately. I still need to add sound as well.
We multiply the result
The only
by
problem is that I apparently wildly overestimated how slow I speak,
Then we multiply the result
which means this all has to be faster.
by our number. We
There we go.
Yeah, just cut out every other frame,
decrement
right?
the basic number, which means subtracting 1 from it, and
Okay. I really want to finish it today. Just eyeballing video should be about 15 minutes. So all I need to do is just get to 2 minutes, see how long that takes, and then I'll get an average, see how long it will take, probably till the end. Your artistic panzer is upset about what you said about their OC's legs, or lack thereof.
I
Hi,
was gonna
Kat
say, what
Hazel.
about them? There aren't any.
which means subtracting 1 from it, and repeat the process. Then we keep going and going and going.
Okay, so
Keep going and going and going until our number is actually equal to 1, and then and going and going until
But,
our
like,
number is
when it's built like this, what can you do?
hold on, what are you? Oh my goodness, that's so mean.
I'm not trying. I'm just saying that's what it looks like.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. I mean, no, we got it. We get it. You just hate people who were amputees. We get it. No, we understand.
Yeah, they weren't good enough to keep all their limbs.
Damn.
What, you're not strong? You're not materially stronger than a claymore? What's wrong with you?
actually equal to 1.
You shouldn't say that
Don't
because
blame me, you stepped on it.
you shouldn't say that because over the course of your life, you like will probably step on a claymore at some point or another. Just randomly in the forest.
knowing my
yeah,
luck,
Keep going
I'll
and
walk away.
going and going until our number is actually equal to 1, and then there we go. The result is equal to the factorial.
Problem.
So let's try it with
I
some
wouldn't lose any limbs to a claymore. I'd faceplant on it.
That's such a ballsy statement.
Now that's the spirit.
Wait, have you streamed the creation of every video? 845 days makes like 2 years. I haven't streamed the creation of every video. Some videos I make off stream, but yes, I have streamed every single day for 2 years.
number like a 5, just to see it.
Soon to be 3, right?
Soon to be free. Well, soon-ish is actually over 1,000. That's over 1,000 days. That's 3 years.
See the entire process.
2.5.
No, it should be 980, right? 995?
No. No. It's 365 times 3.
No, 1000.
That's 1,095.
See the entire process. We take that number and another number, 1. Then we check if that number
Forgive
is
me,
equal
I'm
to a 1.
driving in a game
If
right
it's
now.
not, 1. Then we check if that
Gamer
number is
doing their favorite activity now as gaming.
You
Oh,
drive in games? I know, it seems like normally when you play games, you just place balls and
Well-
blocks around to create logic patterns.
The games where that don't allow you to fucking drink and drive at the same time are fake games.
No, I'm talking about the computer game.
No, I also play Forza and Need for Speed because, you know, what's better than doing your job wrong while you're not doing your job?
Make it, have you seen the chest chain in the art channel? The chest chain. I have not seen the chest chain. Hold on, I want to see the chest chain. Oh, unless you mean like Black Thunder. Black Thunder calling your character the Black Knight from Monty Python. I failed Acronymus, by the way. I just failed.
number is equal
That's why today I'm gonna drink coffee on stream until I finish this.
to a 1. It is not, and as such we just multiply. It is not
It is not. So right here we need this to be...
if that number is equal to a 1. It is
Thankfully, I am good at driving, except for when I'm not.
Damn it! Keep pressing the wrong thing.
It
Okay.
is not, and as such. And as
I don't like these weekly missions.
as such,
you
we
need to
just
drive a
multiply-
Volvo for
What?
this.
And
That's
as such,
stupid.
we
I
just
hate
multiply-
Volvo.
Apply the result by the number, resulting in 5. Then we subtract 1 number,
I'm not even gonna tune it. It's just
But
gonna be a
resulting
straight
in
Volvo.
5. Then we subtract
No
Okay,
mods,
Volvo.
no paint.
resulting in 5.
Where's the Go
Why
Sideways
did I even...
place?
Why does it take so much time?
5. Then we subtract 1 from the number,
Oh, that's gross. That's terrible. I hate all of it. Everything.
5. Then we subtract 1 from the number,
Oh, because that's part of the... That's so dumb. Why have I done it this way?
then we subtract 1 from the number, and then
Question.
From the number, and then repeat. Check if it's a 1, if not multiply, subtract, and repeat until it is equal to 1. At that point you can...
Okay, so this all has to be way shorter, this has to be longer. Recently videos and I got a notification of you streaming. Curious. Okay, that's the first cup.
And then repeat. Check if it's a 1.
That's the first cup. And that's basically the first one-ish finish. I need to add the sound effects
Check if
though.
it's a 1, if not multiply, subtract, and repeat until it is equal to 1. At that point you can just take the result. You can just take the result and there we go. Just take the result and
I'm sorry, are they positioned in a complete... They are positioned in a completely different place. What was I smoking? Oh, that makes sense. No, that actually checks out. Whoops, that's on me. Never mind, I'm sorry, past make it. You've done it correctly.
you can just take the result and
I was gonna say, who else is working on the video?
take the result and there we go. That's our factorial. Now, how do we implement it in different languages?
Okay.
Now, it is equal to 1. At that point, you can just take the result and there we go. That's our factorial. Now, how do we implement it in different languages?
Okay, neat-ish. Neat-ish indeed.
Ish.
I'm feeling really anxious, so the second cup of coffee will surely help. Give me a second. I'm gonna set some water up and set this up in the meantime. Don't say anything too bad while I'm gone for a couple of seconds. Like, I'm still here because I'm just...
Time to continuously shout N-word on repeat.
My
I'm not
kitchen
going
is
to
just
do
2
that.
steps behind me, but you have the capabilities to do something, so... Alright, I
I've
am
done
back.
nothing. I'm more respectful
Chat, you'll
than...
never believe, but he is actually gay. I know, shocking.
It's funny,
Oh, embarrassing.
what video are you editing? I'm editing video of programming languages, about the differences between them and how they function. By the way, the coloring is awesome. I know, thank you. Okay. So the first, then, what we need is sound effects and everything. Coffee to fix your streams. Coffee to fix your stress. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, eventually, if you drink enough of it, you have to stop. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Once you've drunk enough coffee, you just ascend.
Ooh.
I love the NPC automatic responses of true.
Are
NPC
you calling me
rolling.
an NPC?
I mean, you cannot deny that's a very NPC-like response dialogue option. True.
True.
What other options are they?
It just seems like I mean,
Yes. Actually, after careful analysis of your argument, I agree with your statement. Do you want me to say that one every time something happens?
I guess that makes sense also works.
or well, I usually just don't not say anything. Once again, I'm stuck needing some kind of sci-fi magical noises.
Fucking... Have you heard of Buddhism? Like, you know...
Once or twice.
You want meeting. It's whatever. It's a fucking joke. Just leave me alone.
Do you? Oh, this way. Okay, that makes sense. All right, my water is done boiling.
You should drink it now.
true. They are. Now I'm self-conscious, you fuckers. You've ruined me.
I was gonna say, I have a bottle of Jack Daniels right next to my coffee, just sitting there and it's just looking at me.
It's gonna be jacking me.
It's really looking at me. Okay, that's all. These will be a bit loud. What we need is a bit kind of like. Too extreme. Maybe actually. No. Why are all of them so loud? Just, I don't need them to be this loud. Too bit of a too high pitch. Why are you looking for sound effects? To make the videos better. It's like a transformation or something. I'm sorry.
You should just use the G1 transformer sound.
Why? I saw the Benjamin Franklin. Why is? That's pretty
I think
funny.
I found the right thing for the video.
I think that's pretty
I
funny.
haven't seen that much money in a single place, so I wouldn't know if that's accurate or not.
I'm looking for sound effects though. No, not really music. This formation. That seems like music still. I guess I could dig up my own files, see what's up there.
I mean, just toss like a minor chord through a flanger, right? That's all you really need.
What I need is a futuristic transform noise.
Yeah, just toss like a minor chord through a flanger. Pitch bend the third so it becomes major, and then...
Why wouldn't you start with a major? If you wanted to...
Because it's transforming.
But that would have too much
It goes
life.
minor,
I need
and then
something...
as it progresses, the third raises to the major third.
Yeah, but then it's going from a minor to a major, and if you put them in a sequence, then it sounds way off because it just switches too much between something that sounds very optimistic and pessimistic. Creates confusing feelings. Shit. Sound effects, okay. Glitches, maybe. I don't know.
You say a transformer noise, but like...
Not the transformer noise, only transformation.
Right, like a transformation noise, but like... What kind? Because...
Imagine you're...
What's the feel that you're going for?
I don't know, going through a portal, operation of nanotechnology, this kind of thing.
Just use the nether portal sound.
Nah.
This could be good in
Dude.
lower pitch. Just have exam tomorrow. Good luck, deep guy. Good luck. Too mechanical, damn it. Just... What has my life become? Half an hour of just listening to different beeps and boops to find the right one. What has my life become?
That is live. I don't know what your problem is.
Production
It
crate.
sounds perfect to me.
Too aggressive. So close. So many. Give me just.
Production crate.
The beepers and the boopers.
I couldn't give you any opinions on what they sound like because I have the stream muted so it doesn't feed back through the mic. But I don't know. I have a good feeling about Oh, and it disappeared. That's great. I love stream lag. It's so great. I'm trying to read them, but you keep scrolling.
So first, let's start by describing.
Okay, right here, this. I could actually combine two. That could maybe work. That's because I have another one, which is... It needs to beep the right boop or else it won't work exactly. Without beeping the right boop, I might as well just give up. What am I doing in my
Do you
life?
have a DAW?
Me wanna beep on the boop.
Don't I have a what?
A DAW, DAW, Digital Audio Workstation.
No.
You
Don't know
don't even
what that...
have Audacity.
I mean, I have Audacity. I just never
That's a
had...
DAW.
I've never had anyone refer to it as a DAW.
I mean, it's not it's not one you'd use in the traditional sense. It wouldn't be for music production, but it is a DAW.
I mean, I have FL Studio, DAW, or the Adobe version, whatever that one was.
I don't know what the Adobe version is, but I get what you're
Audio
saying.
something. No one...
Digital Audio Workstation. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what the name for the Adobe one is.
Yeah, audio, audition. There we go. That's the name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't touch that.
I completely forgot where most of my beeps and boops are. Damn it! There we go. It's, of course, it's in my not responding boing sounds folder. There we go.
That's certainly a name you could give it.
It's the copyright-free boing. I hear all my sounds. Perfect. That's specifically the one I was looking for. Great. Now if I combine the two, that should...
We check if our number is equal. We do is we check if our number
Perfect. Alright.
is equal. Is we check if
Oh, I can't nest them together because, of course, it's hell. Things can never be too easy.
If things were easy, everyone would do it.
I need to just do this. This is so comical because what I need to do is I need to make nested sequence. Then, oh my goodness, how... Wait, no. There was like a way to do it. Oh yeah, right, I remember. I need to make a nested sequence with a single audio file. Then this becomes part of audio. Then I need to copy this, go on the inside, paste it in. Then I need to go up. I need to unlink and delete the top side. There we go. Now I have a nested sequence which has just audio inside. Because, like, you can do it. It's just that Premiere doesn't let you by default for some reason. Okay.
Of course.
Pitch shift all the way.
Why would it?
Okay, that's a bit too low quality, unfortunately. It's a bit higher up. Now, if this starts earlier on, that's a maybe. Okay. Kind of.
What we do is we check if our number is equal
I can't tell if that's good or bad.
to. What we do is we check if
So now we just simple parametric equalize it down
then what we
and
do is we check if our number is equal to 1. If it's not, which
I don't hate it. I mean, I think it's fine for now. Right here we don't really need any sound effects because all of them are pretty basic.
well, first we start.
Right here for them appearing, I don't know if that would be an overkill. Bye Italian Muppet, have a good week I suppose. I love me some copyright-free boing. I love it so much I have a whole folder, as I mentioned, yeah.
Some what?
By the way, a quick question to everyone, anyone who might know. What is the, if you want a really tiny circuit, and I mean tiny, so for example, a rectangle of 3 millimeters by, a rectangle of 3 millimeters by 2 centimeters, something like that, right? A really tiny one. What is the kind of battery you would use for that circuit? So that would be batteries for PCBs that are really truly tiny.
Hmm. Oh.
Just a question throughout in the void in case anyone knows electronics and would be able to tell me.
Start with our basic number and another number we'll call a result, which
Make it, you finished yet? Almost, I'm almost there,
well,
don't
first
worry.
we start with our basic number and another number we'll call a result, which first we start with our basic number and another number we'll call a result.
This looks kind of odd without some kind of whoosh or wish or swoosh. Whoosh. Give me a whoosh. I know we got plenty of whooshes.
The whoosh.
There we go. Now we're gaming.
I don't get it.
It's this man-made horror beyond human comprehension.
Wrong whoosh. Whoosh as in didn't get the joke.
No.
Of course.
Isn't that the... I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so dumb. Okay. There's gonna be... might be a fair bit too low pitch. Let's see.
Well, first we start with our basic number and
I don't think it's too bad, actually. If we do it at -8 or -7,
well, first we start with our
and then actually -10 might be perfect.
basic number and well, first we start with our basic number and another number we'll call it.
Right, yeah. And then pitch shift to this, and then this one a bit lower.
Well, first we start with our basic number and another number we'll call a result, which will start equal to 1.
Solid state micro batteries. That sounds like something that would answer my question. Solid state micro battery. I have absolutely tiny circuit which will have...
I think you focused on the wrong part of that comment. But what do I know?
It's weird because to me the live stream is going and not going at the same time.
Going and not going at the same
No,
time.
it is going. I take it back.
Oh,
It's just...
It's not going. Going to reset? Reset?
Let's see what happens if I reload. I get
Oh,
an
it is
ad.
going now. Hmm.
Oh,
Well, that
goodness.
was
That's what
fun.
it's going now.
What is happening?
It's just
YouTube is
reload.
having at moment a bit of a
Are we
pickle.
back?
I think we are.
Oh,
I hope.
I still think you focused on the wrong part of the
The what?
message that you answered.
Which is?
My wife's boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Doom Eternal. It's kind of sucks. They bought Dark Ages, that'd be better. You mean tell me your wives don't have boyfriends?
Wives who?
Okay, so now that we've gotten over this hiccup, a minor hiccup of YouTube just having a stroke.
Minor case of
all of
major
these,
brain damage.
all of these are just papers, which gets me worried. Solid state micro battery. Or just I could just look up micro batteries, couldn't I? See what pops up. Microbattery.com. Convenient. Okay, size 364. Can I get dimensions of it? Because that looks still pretty big. I'm curious. If I could get some dimensions. I mean, that looks pretty good. Okay, so it looks pretty good. However, hypothetically, if I wanted to incorporate one into my circuit, that's smart. That's certainly smart. Okay, we'll leave that as a problem for another time. For now, I need to finish this
Well,
video.
first we start with our basic number and another number.
Okay, pitch shifter. This one has to go up actually.
Basic number and another number will call a result, which
And then -12 and -14 because it being higher pitch makes it more
well, first
audible.
we start with our basic number and another number will call a result, which will start equal to 1. Then what we do is we check if our number is equal to 1.
Okay, then you go down some more.
Because we check if our number is equal to 1. If it's not,
Do you work for a CIA or something? Need small CPU camera? No, small cameras would, I imagine, still require something much powerful. I just want to power a couple of
then we
LEDs,
multiply the result by our number.
which shouldn't be that bad.
By our number. We decrement the basic
Okay, pitch shifter again.
decrement the basic number, which just means subtracting 1 from it, and repeat the process. Then we keep going, and going, and going, until our number is actually equal to 1, and then, there we go. The result is equal to...
It's kind of awkward that right here there's nothing happening on stream because it feels like it should. Feels like it should happen. Did you know you can do math with nonce? More like non-math. That feels like honestly just the Reblax kind of mathematics. I'm pretty certain that Reblax does mathematics with not numbers.
factorial. So let's try it with some kind of number like a 5. Just
Okay, and this is the same thing. Oh, what I could do is I could do a convolution reverb to make it placed, to make the feeling like it's placed further away.
let's try it with some kind of number like a 5, just to see. Decrement the basic number, which number like...
If I change the internal pitch every single time,
Let's try it with some kind of number like a 5, just to see the entire process. We take that number, and another number, 1.
yeah, arrows could maybe help, but if I had too many arrows, it's not gonna be readable.
Needs to be readable.
Hi, the comedian.
The comedian.
Okay, this.
So let's try it with some kind of number like a 5, just to see the entire process. With some kind of number like a...
There we go.
I have managed to recreate the car my uncle taught me stick on.
5, just to see the entire process. We take that number and another number. 1. Then we check if that number is equal to a 1.
Okay, this should be good enough.
1. Then we check number 1. Then we check if that number is equal to a 1. It is not, and as such we just multiply the result.
The red one should hold a bit longer.
Not,
Yeah, okay.
it's not, and as such we just multiply the result by the number, resulting in 5. Then we subtract 1 from the number, and then repeat. Check if it's a 1, if not multiply, subtract and repeat until it is equal to 1. At that point you can just take the result and there we go.
On the right here, just like the same exact thing, except way slower.
Result and there we go. That's our factorial.
That's a very magical noise, but a bit higher pitch.
Result and there we go. That's our factorial.
And the convolution reverb should be a bit more.
Result and there we go. That's our factorial. Now,
I don't like the fact that it jumps. That's very not satisfying. That is very unsatisfying.
now,
Unsatisfactory.
I deleted the... Oh, damn it. I deleted the frame at the wrong time. Okay, it's fine. I can salvage this. This is all I need.
that's our factorial.
Right here. Here's where I delete the frame. Which means... at this point, I'll need to... Oh, shucks.
Bonkers.
I'm gonna pull a sleight of hand again, because what I need to do is... Fortunately, the camera angle isn't changing. It is this one right here. There we go. And now what we need to do is just freeze everything. Show me everything but a picture of a cat. We need to freeze everything but this. Just like so, to keep the text in place.
So glad that's sticking around.
It's really funny.
Now,
I do that sometimes.
You ain't wrong.
Why is this getting larger? No, it's meant to be... Oh, yeah, right. I'm such an idiot. Damn it. I am such an idiot. This has to be a frozen keyframe. There we go. One keyframe back.
now,
Dan, you can barely tell. Oh, reflections, you gosh dang reflections. If it weren't for you, I would have gotten away with this. But
Reverse vampirism.
to be fair, I can't even tell if that's an obscure joke or not.
Well, you know how vampires don't appear in reflection. in
I
mirrors
know, it's just
because-
that I don't know if that's
so
obscure
they only
information.
show
though.
up in mirrors.
I mean, I got the joke. I just said that I don't know if it's an obscure one or not, because I don't know how wildly known of a fact it is that vampires don't appear in mirrors.
That's why I explained it. It's for the rest of the chat.
That's fair then, but how do I even know about this? Vampires not appearing in mirrors.
It's like a common vampire trope.
I cannot
Getting
recall.
chased by a vampire. He's right behind us, isn't he? Holds up a mirror. No, we're good.
I cannot recall a single piece of media in which there was a vampire that I've actually watched that would have a vampire not appearing in the mirror. I cannot recall a single piece of media that would watch with a vampire in it, actually.
Nosferatu released not too long ago.
It was there at the first screening back in the good old days.
Now,
No, I mean
how do
like
we
they made a new
Did they?
Nosferatu movie.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
about that, actually.
Oh,
I don't know. I thought you meant the OG. Those are the only ones I watch. Back
No.
when cinema was still cinema.
back when cinema had the C at the beginning.
This.
Now, how do we implement it in different languages?
Oh, and perfect. The music just disappears at the end. Oh, beautiful, lovely. I have my test day. I think it went well, but I probably won't calm down to get the result. That's fair, but I'm glad it went well, though. I am glad that it went well, at least. Okay, y'all, I need to record the next chapter, if you don't mind.
How do we implement
So-
it in different languages?
Where's my script? There it is. Okay. Machine code. Well, first let's start where we finished off in the last episode. The machine code. So, what is machine code? As a quick refresher, you can think of it this way. Imagine that you have 4 registers, 2 operations, and gates between them that pick which one we'd like to use. You can connect them all like so, and here's how it works. First, we start with 4 registers. If you'd like to know how they work, watch the previous video where I've built them from basic gates, but here all you need to know is that they store some kind of number. So here, I'll just store a 0, a 1, 36, and 200. My goodness, I should really learn to breathe. Next, we'll have components which will select which register we'd like to use. Each one will have 2 inputs popping into it, the 2-digit binary number. Next, we'll have components which will select which register we'd like to use. Each one will have 2 inputs going into it and 2-digit number, where they can select if we'd like the first number, second number, third number, or fourth number, like so. And okay, I know that might be really difficult to see, so here's the same thing except this time color-coded. There. Now that's how we pick a number. Next we select which operation we'd like to use. So if we set our 2 numbers that we'd like to use, something like a 7 and a 36, then here's how we switch between them. So here you can see color-coded how it would work. The first 2 digits of binary select which register, like so. The second 2 select the second register, and the last bit selects the operation. The way you can encode That way you can encode both operations between any 2 registers, that is the machine code, except in CPU you obviously have more registers, more combinations, reading from memory, saving to memory, jumping in the operation, tower protections, branch prediction, and you know what, we're just getting wildly off topic. The point, there's a lot. Okay, hopefully this will be proper good and correct. There, I finished. Magnificent indeed.
Okay, I can stop holding my breath now. Sorry, whenever someone says I need to record something, my mic gets insanely sensitive for some reason. It's like gain 300%.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
mean to tell me that...
Probably not even on the recording. Like,
I mean to tell you what.
Hold on, because my whoosh just disappeared all of a sudden, apparently. What happened to my whoosh?
whoosh?
My whoosh is just straight up gone.
Blown
No
away.
whoosh. No whooshes?
No whooshes. Honestly, no.
Damn. Oh, the misery.
Everybody wants to be my enemy. There we go, my whoosh is back. I was about to say, Black Thunder, that, oh, you mean to tell me that an inanimate object slash phenomena just is acting in a way to make your life the most difficult without actively killing you? Something new.
You could say that.
New piece of information.
Well, first let's start where we
You'd be surprised.
Well, Well, first let's start where we finished off in the last episode.
Okay, we need another piece of music. Something jazzy again. I like the jazz. Jazz is such... it fits. It's neat. It's nice.
You love jazz.
But like, what kind of jazz?
I honestly don't know. I don't know the names of jazz subtypes.
Fake fan.
Damn. Goody.
Oh, you like jazz? Name every type. No,
You like jazz? Name every chord.
Name every woman.
Oh, you like jazz?
Name every black man. God.
Dead silence. Instant dead
Any
silence.
house?
Hi there,
Michael Jackson.
Robata.
Wait, no, not anymore.
Hi there, Robata. Hi. How you doing? Make it fast thing you like syllable skillaholic. This 50 up. Oh, that is groovy, my goodness. It feels good to have rights to a song so I can just play it on stream to see how it sounds. You know?
Or you
I
could
thought
live
you were
dangerously.
going somewhere else with that, and I was a bit worried for a moment.
What, it's good to have rights. Just finish that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I'm curious if this is
But
too
rights were
much.
invented by America.
Yeah, right.
We still don't have them.
Rights were invented by Big America just specifically to take them away. Okay, this... I hope this won't be too much, because if it will be too much, then that's kind of boring.
Well, first let's start where we finished off in the last episode.
You have rights until you exercise them.
Not politics! Hey, I'm just trying to have a silly live stream here, alright? You all get your
It's
filthy
not even
politics.
politics. It's just how it is.
That's also political! Get
No,
out!
that's philosophical.
That's
It's
pedantic.
Therefore, it's politics.
Would you rather suddenly political or suddenly philosophical?
I would rather suddenly die.
Damn.
Thank you everyone so much for watching.
Record audio and
I
filming.
mean, suddenly die wouldn't work either because the stream already cut out once.
Suddenly physiological.
Well, first let's start where we finished off in the last episode. The machine.
Okay, it's time for my favorite thing, doing sound effects manually without anyone knowing except the people on stream. Hold
Start
on.
where we finished off in the last episode. The machine code. So, what is machine
There
code?
we go. No one will know.
Boy.
So-
Boing. Skadoosh.
No, just say the
Flim-flam.
word.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Appearance.
Just like very monotone voice. Pop.
If there was a boy in the video, that would be
Hold
very
on,
funny. I think.
hold on.
Let's start where we finished off in the last episode. The
Pop.
machine code.
There we go. Let's see how it goes.
Machine code.
I accidentally too much. Hold on.
Start where we finished off in the last episode. Machine code.
Pop.
So, what is machine
How about this?
Pop. So, pop.
It's kind of. I like it.
The machine code. The machine code.
It's so dumb.
Bop.
The machine code. The machine
People that notice will think it's funny too.
Yeah, that's the. I prefer to think about the group of people that are in between the Venn diagram, where it's people who notice, people who don't notice, and people who think they're going crazy.
The machine code. So, what is machine code?
see.
As a quick refresher, you can think of it this way. Imagine that you have 4 registers
But this is still a bit much. Let's do -10 here.
to operation.
Oh, this is all meant to appear, so I need 3
What is
pops.
machine code? As a
Okay, fine, let's do three.
Just layer them
what is
over top of
Machinko?
each other.
As a quick refresher, you can
pop.
think of it
Pop.
this way. Imagine that you have
Pop.
4 registers, 2
Pop.
operation. Pop. This way. Imagine that you have 4 registers, 2 operators.
No, I think I need to go to the other,
You can think of
unfortunately.
it this way. Imagine
For
that you
the
have
transformation
4
sound, you should just do
registers,
like
2
transformation.sfx.
operations, and
Yeah, I do like
pick
the way
which
Minecraft
one
does
you
well.
like
That's
to
slightly
use.
differently
You
pitched,
can
all of
connect
them.
them all like so, and here's how it works. First, we start with 4 registers. If you'd like to know how they work, watch the previous video where I've built them from basic gates, but here all you need to know is that they store some.
If someone just joined in on stream, hi. The awkward time, honestly. Kind of a lot going on.
It's popping off.
True.
Monotone,
That's really off.
monotone voice. Fire continues to unleash 30 tons of pyrotechnics on the stage.
Some kind of number.
I am popping off though.
You can connect them all like so, and
Oh, this is good.
here's
This
how
is
it works. You can connect them all like so. You can connect them all like so, and here's how it works. First, we start with 4.
The best pop has an undertone of Catman in it, so I unfortunately won't be able to use it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Machinko. So,
my
what is
bad.
Machinko?
That's why I
As a
recorded like
quick
7 of
refresher,
them.
you can think of it this way. Imagine that you have 4
You
Registers,
should
right?
have like the thing
registers
when like
to
the things you record like don't have Discord going through it.
Yeah, but I'm just record using the internal Premiere thing because it's the quickest.
operations and gates
But
between
can you
them
just
that
have it like
pick which
specify
one
the
we like
microphone
to
though?
use.
Gosh darn it. Ruined
Registers.
another good thing.
I don't. No. First the music channel. Now this.
Registers to operations and gates between them that pick which one we'd like to use. For registers, 2 operations and gates between them that pick which one we'd like to use.
Oh, because I didn't do any work on the freaking right. No, that makes sense. I didn't do any work on my own audio. I only now realize how terrible I sound. Someone fix this.
Someone
Terrible.
who isn't me, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that guy.
Use. You can connect them.
Have you
all
heard him?
like
His
so.
voice is so annoying.
Yes, honestly.
Somebody drench it in like 7 filters.
You can connect them all like to use. You can connect them all like so.
Oh, I need one more pop. Whoops. I'm just gonna use the second or the first one.
One more pop, please.
So, and here's how it works. First, we start with 4 registers. If you'd like to know registers, first we start with 4 registers. If you'd like to know,
Maybe we should use patrons to outsource your pops for different videos.
New part of joining the Make It Cold. You need to give me your money, your blood, and record the pop sound.
You don't want my blood.
It's got a lot of electrolytes.
If the blood is supposed to be inside you, why does it keep trying to get out?
If God didn't want us to snort worms, it wouldn't have made them cylindrical.
Ah.
And that's a song, by the way.
I don't wanna know.
Business Club, we have a wonderful but thank you, Daniel. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at name pronunciation, famously. Thank you so much, that's so kind. We need to normalize kindness. We really do.
Normalize.
Normalize just kindness. Know how they work? Watch the previous video where
Okay,
It's-
kindness has been averaged. Now everyone's like slightly indifferent to everything.
Is Make It popping off somehow related to Make It offing the Pope? I didn't kill the Pope. Those are just rumors, honestly. These are just rumors spread by
I thought of a
haters.
different type of offering, honestly, there.
Offering the
What
from the
different type
oven
is there?
from the oven because it's called an oven because you put the cold food in, the hot food off, the cold food out. I'm easily amused. Finland mentioned, but the Finnish is with a single N, or is it not? Did I mess up twice in a row?
Fucking no, it's Finland. It's stupid.
No, Finnish with a single N. I fixed it. Make it. Would it be possible to ask you about computer science from time to time? It would be.
It's
It
not like you
happens
made
really.
videos on it or anything.
It's not like I like it or anything, right? It's just I just do it every now and then. You off in the Pope and you pop out the off. Not the oven again. Not the oven.
If you'd like to know how they work, watch the previous video where I've built them from basic.
Why do they call it pop off when you off in the Pope?
You know what I think? I'm curious if I know if I might be off my rockers here, but I feel like if I added a little bit of whiskey in my coffee, it would work. No, I'm being
He doesn't
dead
know it
serious
yet,
right
but
now.
he's actually a Texan. No, that's Tennessee.
I am being dead serious right now. I really want to try it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't know it yet, but he's actually from Tennessee.
Actively making the death potion.
No, it's just day drinking.
Exactly. See, it's not bad.
Look,
Is
you ain't
but here-
you ain't operating farm equipment
Hold on,
unless
I'll be
you're
right back.
drinking on the
Give me a
job.
Give me a second. I just need to.
Bottle
I-
can't
I
drive the
just-
tractor
I'm-
itself.
I'm
It's
just
gotta have a
curious,
pilot.
okay? I am just. Okay, so like, I'm a scientist, alright? Experimenting. It's part of it. And then reporting the results. Hold on.
Oh, is that what I've been forgetting?
It's not bad. You know chili chocolate? It tastes like that but coffee. Like
Oh, so chili coffee?
no, that's not what I meant. It doesn't taste like chili coffee, only like you know how chili chocolate on paper seems like a terrible idea, but then when you taste it it's actually okay, not half bad. It has the same
Yeah.
vibe to it.
Chili chocolate is the only way I'll eat chocolate.
You should try whiskey coffee.
No.
I like it.
You need to know is that they store some kind of number. So if you'd like to know how they work, watch
I
the
drink
previous
neither, so I think I'll pass. Maybe in a more literal sense than first expected, but
video where I've built them from basic gates, but here all you need to know is that they store some kind of number.
Oh yeah, right here I need to make a reference to the last video. I forgot.
Is that a reference?
Oh, the misery. Oh, the misery indeed.
Oh, the misery.
is this a Make It reference?
It's in America. I am in a misery. Get out, that's a terrible state. I can't believe that you all in America unironically live in a state called massive huge tits.
No, it's massive two
should.
shits, and unfortunately I'm north of it. Nobody there knows how to drive. Ask me how I know. Like,
What-
you think this is a joke, but they'll open the shoulders on highways to just drive on as another lane during peak hours. Because they just did it enough anyway.
Wonderful.
We can't arrest them all, so just make it legal.
I mean, that is like it's some
It's such a
argument.
bad way of thinking.
Is it? If everyone is if enough people are breaking the law, then I would say it's a pretty bad law.
I thought we weren't going to get political.
Fuck it, right? No, you know what? It's fair point. I'm off. I'm computer science. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
This video where I've built them from basic gates, but here all you need to know is that they store
Oh,
some
but you've
kind
already
of
forgotten one
number.
of the rules. Don't question the mod's faithfulness to the
Previous video where
rules.
I've built
Exactly.
basic gates, but here all you need to know is that basic gates, but
I can't time
here
it. There
all
we
you
go.
need to know is that they store.
You should make me a mod so I don't have to follow the rules either.
You're a patron. That's close enough.
Oh,
Within
can I
a-
ban people from the server?
Technically, no.
What do you mean technically?
Technically, absolutely no. That would be terrible because then people could like buy mod privileges for money. That'd be awful.
Man, if only we had like a way of
Or some kind
making
of.
sure that only well-intentioned people could pay money to get mod privileges.
Here, all you need to know is that they store some kind of number.
Reverse job interview.
I don't know.
Why should I accept your money?
So here, I'll just store a 0, a 1,
Listen, my kid is too corruptible for that to like. Should be allowed, you know.
1,
But like, consider the following.
a 1.
If you made me mod, it would be pretty funny.
Well,
1,
you aren't technically wrong. However, you know,
1, 30,
we like having a functional server.
30.
I didn't say I would
But
make
to
it
be fair-
dysfunctional.
To be fair, we are severely lacking in moderation. Last time,
See?
no, genuinely, last time when someone pointed it out, I was just like, hey, what are my mods doing? Went to the basic channel and saw Remco telling someone that they should watch a video about tying a noose, and like, okay. My moderators are clearly not doing well.
Moderation? No, radicalization.
If someone wants to be a, like, I wish we had more moderation. Oh my goodness, All Matter! I was wondering, because All Matter only joins in after exiting hibernation. That's actually, speaking of mod, we have the, hold on, I need to pop it into the right folder. We have the propaganda poster. Oh, I love it so much.
I mean, if you need another moderator,
Are you genuinely gonna moderate?
well, yes and no. I'll do a better job than whoever told someone else to kill themselves.
That's not how you put clear. You see, that's not a great argument, Black Thunder.
Unfortunately, I have a job, so I can't spend all day on here.
I don't mean for you to spend all day. It's like, are you
Oh,
gonna
okay,
be?
then yeah, I will.
Okay, fine. Have it. There. You have mod now. Congrats. I trust you.
God.
I trust you, and I trust
Why
that you
not
won't
this?
break my
I've
trust.
never had a bad idea in my life. I haven't had a good one either, but you know.
When you kick people or ban them, please do provide the reason, because
Oh yeah,
it's
no, I understand how that works.
Yeah.
I've dealt with paperwork.
it's
before.
really annoying when I need to. There we go. I finally found the right folder. It took me such a long time to find the All My folder for some reason. I just really had brain fart. There is so much. There is so
reason
much.
your chemistry is cursed.
I stole this one as well, by the way. I popped it in. And this one, because this one I, well, used in the video. Oh my goodness.
Maybe this says more about the people I hang out with than anything else, but whenever I see somebody open a folder full of pictures, it's like, wonder where the landmine is. Oops, wrong folder. Oops, wrong folder. Here it is.
I don't have anything weird like that. Come on.
Yeah,
Well, I know
there
you
is
don't, but it's like
there's nothing
it's learned
unusual on
behavior.
your PC. Totally, yeah. I'm not talking about League of Legends here.
Okay. I do need a break from editing because it's killing me. I hate making videos. So after I finish with this chapter, I'm gonna take a break and we're gonna do a coin flip. And by that I mean either a poll or a literal coin flip about what
We
practical
will
would
play
do.
video games.
No, I will. No. I'm gonna be doing thrilling things like
Heads.
either designing a PCB or designing a make it mask. Actual thrilling things and fun stuff, you know, like designing a PCB, that thing that everyone enjoys watching.
26.
Oh,
Well,
I have a question about the
It's
mask.
better than fucking
36.
welding, you know, your hands together.
You have a question?
Yeah, so like, what needs to change about it?
Well, the thing is, I want to make a new one, and so for example, I would like to make some kind of plastic wraparounds for my head so that would actually keep it upright. And
You should just wear a cloak. Like just a full black hood, that kind of thing.
I would rather make a mask.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you make a video in making a PCB. I mean, I will include me making a PCB in a video. Yes, I will be making a PCB for a video. Like using PCBWay. Well, wasn't PCBWay for manufacturing PCBs? Because I will not make a PCB in that sense, but I will design it using KiCad. And right now I'm gonna just design it and then I'll have to test one electrical component. If it works, that means my design should work as well.
200. My goodness, I should really learn to breathe. Next. And 200. Next we'll.
Oh, that's gonna be quick.
And 200.
I need some sound effects for this. That will just work really nicely. Ah, there we go.
Next we'll have.
I don't know if that's actually the 200th frame, now that I think about it. Pretty dumb of me. I hate... because everyone has some kind of, like, thing about them, you know? So some kind of thing. For example, for Black Thunder, for you is the mechanic guy, right? Everyone is a guy for something, right? And I hate the fact that about me, I'm the video making guy. That's such a boring thing to be a guy for.
Wait, you're the
Am I
video
the
making
fanboy
guy?
guy?
Yeah, I'm the
Where
video
am I?
making guy, because, I mean, what other skill would I be a guy for? If you-
Comp sci,
What? Comp
computer
sci?
science.
I mean, that's a maybe. I suppose Alu isn't a guy for
Is
it,
that
but
not
Alu's still a
what
person
most of
for
your
it.
videos are on?
Well, recently, yeah, mainly because. But again, computer science. That's either for men who wear skirts or men who don't go outside. Sometimes both. And yes, whilst I
Well,
actually
you
do go
do
outside.
apply.
Hold on, I do go
Now that I
outside.
think about it,
If I wanted my entire personality to be wearing skirts and not going outside, I would have gotten to a university, okay? So, like,
I thought you would have
Next we'll
said
have
be a trad wife, but okay.
Next we'll have. Next we'll have components which will select which register we. Next we'll have.
I am the guy's guy. I need myself some guys, honestly. Designing a respirator compatible make it mask. No, what is funny is that is another thing I want to change my design, because let me show you something. Let me show you the problem I am having at the moment.
You're a problem haver.
You like having problems, don't you? This, if I'm not mistaken, is the most modern iteration of my mask. If I am not mistaken. Which is...
Well, it needs 4 more eyes.
So, like, the idea here was that these would be the connectors, but the problem is that the thing that I'm struggling with is that I really want to make... The problem I'm struggling with is that the shape of the mask would be best made in Blender. However, the additional components to the mask would be best made in SolidWorks. and I need to figure out some kind of efficient workflow for combining the two. There are a bunch of obvious workflows, but I need to find like what is the most efficient way to work with both at the same time. I could just
Do you
make the
really need
basis.
to work with both?
Well, preferably yes, because like making this kind of shape in SolidWorks would be a massive pain. But making the connectors, for example, right here in Blender would be a massive pain. So ideally, I would like to work with both.
I think there's a Blender add-on that adds like CAD-esque tools to it. So like extrude by this amount or something.
Ha!
See, I had a passing interest in this at one point, and then I realized I'm not involved in either of these enough to dedicate
The problem
time to learning another workflow. I'll just export from FreeCAD to Blender and then go from there.
This is worrying me a bit because it looks really, really impressive. But I am a bit worried that it might be a bit constrained by the fact that it's in Blender. So basically, like, you know, Blender is made from the
I get
ground
what
up
you're
to
saying.
not work with it, yeah. It's a very impressive thing, though. Like, oh my goodness.
It does work pretty well, though. For what you're going for, it's probably going to be good enough.
That is a maybe. Yeah, that is a maybe.
Do not worry, I'll fund it if I have to.
Hide the flame, you already are. Hide the flame! Exams morning was full of nonsense questions. You know, it's a good time when everyone walks out the exam asking, what the fuck? Oh, wait, is it like, what kinds of nonsense question? Like nonsense as in, don't even bat an eye, or nonsense as in, how is that even related? Postmodern make it when? No, no, no.
Given 3 plus 5 equals 8, we can conclude that, and that's an integral.
Proof. Ask a toddler on the street.
Of components which will select which.
Proof by Blonde Cloud.
Everyone's exam is based on one single lecture slide from the entire year. My goodness. Oh no. So how did the exam go for you? Oh no, that...
Uh-oh.
Which register we'd like to use. Each one will have 2 inputs popping into it. Each one will have 2.
I went in confident and walked out feeling like they gave us a bunch of niche questions. Oh, that's not great. How important
These
are...
questions are the best.
How important are these exams? Probably got like 65. 65 doesn't sound too terrible. I mean, it doesn't sound
exam,
great.
That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound great, but it's like above 50, so that's has to count for something, right? How important is this exam? Because I know that you right now... I don't get academia, so I need to ask these questions. I need to ask this question first. The exam was worth 70% of module of 1/6 of this year, which is worth half my degree marks. Exactly. So, okay, so it is 70% of 1/6 of half. Okay, that is a fair bit. But then 65 of a 70 of a 1/6 of 1/2, that could be worse. Because if I understand it correctly, hold on, Flame, I'm drinking whiskey coffee right now, so my process is a bit slower. So basically, if I understand correctly, no, it doesn't sound too bad. I mean, it's certainly not phenomenal, but it doesn't sound too terrible. Or am I misunderstanding? I was entered as a first class degree in the UK. I'm guessing that first class means the best one. Once again, I'm not an academia person. I am terrible at understanding this.
I think the word is an academic.
No, I mean, like, I don't understand how academia functions in general.
Oh.
That's the best. Okay, well then that's 5% off from the best, right? No difference in 7. Wait, then that sounds like 5% from the best. I must be misunderstanding something. And that's only on 1/2 of 1/6 of 70%. Also, that's probably, so maybe you got more. I hope that you're just being pessimistic right now. Yeah, Scramble, what you have to remember is that's not like 70% in failing grade in the US, but you mean at the university Scrambled? Because that which you have to account for, that's on the university.
I was going to say the difference between the European grading system and the American grading system is that the Europeans will use everything below 65% as well, which the US doesn't do for some reason.
I walked in feeling like I could get 80 or something. Maybe you did get 80. I don't want to make guesses here. It's designed so it's virtually impossible to get 90, 100. That makes sense. That does make sense.
Select which register we'd like to use. Each one will have 2 inputs popping into it.
No, it tastes really good, I do have to say.
Oh, he's gone native.
No, I mean, I don't know how to describe it, but like the same reason why
It's like
chili
whiskey and
chocolate.
coffee.
No, it works the same reason why chili chocolate works. That's the feeling I get from it.
Yeah. How would you describe it? Well, it tastes like it tastes like whiskey in coffee.
2 inputs popping into it. The 2-digit binary number. Next we'll have components which will select 200. Next we'll have components which will select which register we like to use. Each one will have 2 inputs going into it and 2-digit number, where they can select if...
Okay, so right here what we need is we need... Did I render them? I did render them. I've come prepared.
we'd like the first number, second number, second number, third number, or
Right here would be actually really convenient to get the beeps and boops from the last video. Even though I got 100% my first year organic exam. Oh, damn. no. Oh, I'll actually... I feel like that's a sign of mental illness on some test papers.
I don't understand organic chemistry.
It's
This
not...
is why I use dating apps. But for real though, organic chemistry is like, these molecules have the same exact chemical structure, but they're spun the wrong way, so it gets a different name.
No, I mean...
Versus inorganic chemistry, where it's, well, this is either rust or salt, depending on how you look at it.
I mean, no. It makes sense. The spun the other way. It makes sense when you... Because you have to consider the fact that in all of chemistry, you don't actually care about atoms, more like the consequence of atoms, right? So... Yeah. So it makes sense that a molecule that's has a different chirality. I think that I sound so smart right now. We would be completely different because like the actual atoms only make sense in the context. But so I get that much. What's more annoying is just how much organic chemistry there is.
It's almost like life's based on it.
What's the difference between quantum mechanics and quantum physics? The same difference as between classical mechanics and classical physics. Mechanics refers specifically to...
How it do.
Yeah, I was about to say that, not quite movement, how it do. That's a good description.
How it do versus what it do.
Yeah, quantum physics is just all of physics related to the concept of quantization, whilst quantum mechanics is specifically like movement in the concept of quantization. One is quantized. Oh, this helps. Which one?
What's the difference? Spelling mostly.
I prefer to say quantum mechanics because quantum physics is like the more general way to describe it. And basically, you have quantization. Do you know what quantization is? The general relativity and quantum physics don't mix well or something, right? No, they do. I mean, okay. No, they do mix pretty well, quantum field theory. It's just that gravity from relativity doesn't mix too well with quantum physics. Okay, so quantum physics is any kind of physics that is based on the concept of quantization. Quantum mechanics is when you have quanta, the particles, and how they move, effectively, or how they react. That's why I prefer to say quantum mechanics instead of quantum physics. Quantum physics is a bit too general.
Fourth number, like so. And
also back to the relativity thing. I forget which. I think special was the one concerned with only gravity, right? General was the more general one.
I was gonna
Or
say,
am I-
special seems like it'd be the special cases.
That's
But
because
what do I know?
if I remember correctly, when it comes to electromagnetism, that's. I'm oversimplifying here and I'm saying a bit too much, but basically, in comparison to the rest of physics, electromagnetism is borderline solved. That's because electromagnetism works really, really nicely with both relativity and quantum mechanics at the same time. And it's not really solved, nothing is, but it's like really, really nice from the perspective of chemistry. No, physics.
We get it pretty well.
Yeah.
or fourth number.
Oh yeah, right. I was trying to get the blip bloop from the last one. That is a good looking car.
Huh?
The one you sent like 7 hours ago.
Yes. Oh, the Cobra?
The
black one.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not much of a cars guy. All I know is that they go vroom vroom, and that's basically it. Which I'm pretty certain is
Not
most
much
of
a
it.
Cars guy. I haven't even seen the movie.
All I know about cars that
Also,
they go
yes,
vroom vroom.
that one does go vroom vroom. In fact, I was told, if you're not sure if you gotta let out the clutch more or less, just take your foot off and mash the gas because the tires are
Select
cheaper
the
anyway. Don't stall it. Don't burn out the clutch.
Now, the first number, second number, third number, or fourth number, like so. And okay, I know. And okay,
That thing had a top speed of like
I know that might be-
160, if I recall correctly, and it was geared really short, so it could go faster. But you know, unless you wanted to take 7 business days to get to a top speed, the 410s were good enough. What is 160 in kilometers?
okay, I know that might be really difficult to see. And okay, I know that might be.
Yeah, I could reach about 260 kilometers an hour
That's wow. Damn.
in about 12 seconds.
Damn.
Yeah, in a car from the 60s, that's scary.
Like
It doesn't have a roof either.
Okay, in order to just show you into perspective just how much of a not cars guy I am, in my head, when you're looking at specifications of a car, when there's a question of 260, you usually don't get the time. It's like yes or no to me. Does it get to 260? No, for most cars. So having it reach 260 in 12 seconds.
Which, for context, most hatchbacks will reach 100 in 12 seconds. So
260? That's difficult to reach in general. I don't think in Poland there is a speed limit that would even let you drive that nearly
no,
that
there
fast.
is no speed limit like that anywhere except for the Nürburgring technically, or a closed track.
German Autobahn.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite.
Really difficult to see. So here's the.
It's bad.
So
also.
Anyway, that car is also about as light as a hatchback, and I figured that out by accidentally going. What would 80 be?
Here's the same thing, except this time color.
Accidentally going 130 over a hill and snapping a tie rod and spinning into a field. For context, a tie rod is how your car steers. So the wheels just went in two different directions. Or they pointed in two different directions, which not good when you're airborne and then suddenly not airborne.
Damn.
Now that's
mildly worrying.
I'm color coded.
It's fine, safe, perfectly safe. Don't worry about it.
We pick a number. Next we select which operation we like. Now that's how we pick a number. Next we select which operation.
Oh, you're right, because I went over all combinations of numbers. Right, I forgot.
All combinations of numbers. That seems
All of them.
Now, would the infinity containing all combinations of numbers be bigger than the infinity containing all integers?
Does a set containing all sets contain itself?
But that's not my question.
Wait, do you mean? I mean, yes. To answer your question, yes. Infinity containing the combinations of all numbers would be bigger than infinity containing all integers, simply because unless those combinations have to be finite, in which case, I don't know.
Then no, because it would be finite.
No, wait. If they're finite, then if finite, then good question. Wait.
Well, I mean, if you have all numbers, right? That's already infinite, and then you have all possible combinations of them, not just binary combinations, but also the 3 and 4 degree combinations, like 2 plus 3 times 4.
So because that would reach. Well, 2 plus 3 times 4 is not a good one, because that results back into an integer. That feels
right,
like
no,
a group
it
theory.
does resolve into an integer, but I'm talking about the combination. Like 2 times 3 would be the same combination as 3 times 2, but 5 plus 1 would not. Because you're combining two different numbers in a different way. They may give you the same answer.
There's one pre-sold argument to say that it would be bigger, simply because you just start with a number like a 1, and you can already associate an infinite amount of combinations with just the 1.
Yeah, exactly. But how much bigger is it?
Well, how much bigger is not a great question with infinities, because what kind of answer are you expecting with the question of how much bigger?
Infinitely bigger.
It's exactly 2 digits bigger.
Which 2 digits? 9.
Yeah, it's exactly 27 times bigger. I've actually computed the entire infinity for it.
This is what integral calculus was always for.
I've just been listening to this while playing, and now I really gotta study, so bye, make it have a wonderful day. Goodbye, have a good one, no matter. Thank you so much for the amazing propaganda that I am going to use to indoctrinate people into my cult. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's not a cult, it's a religion, for tax reasons.
Yes, right. Yes, taxing them states is important. I have a few updates. One, my first line of fans may be unhappy right now. 2, my website now has a form that teleports you to the void and a noise on the 404 page. I counted to infinity. It gets boring after 10 to the 30th. What am I supposed to do here? Because if I get them switching too quickly, then it's not gonna be all that visible. If I get them switching too slowly, it's gonna be just really boring.
Then do a speed in the middle.
What if I add a beep boop noise?
You should just do the Windows sound effect.
Strobe, make it strobe. I mean, by default, it strobes already. But that doesn't really convey my point all too well. What if I do sci-fi? Was nanoparticles?
You should just use random notification sounds for like the Windows 10 notification or the iOS notification. Discord ping here and there.
Oh God.
You may be the YouTuber, but I'm the influencer.
What does that even mean? A library of every single Oryx Star Trek sound online. He's one of those. They're great for this. Okay, there we go. Digital. And then
Now,
this.
which is a bigger infinity? The number of volumes in the Library of Babel, or
Riddle me
amount of-
this, Batman.
the amount of numbers between 0 and 1? Unique numbers between 0 and 1.
I think I have a solution to my problem. I'm gonna do this and then end it with a bell. That's gonna be shitposty enough.
What, you don't like the Windows notification sound idea?
I mean, if it wasn't copyrighted.
Oh, it is?
I mean, I imagine. You think Windows would just let it slide for free?
I don't think they would care, is my point.
What programming languages do you know? Depends how much you define by knowing a language. Like, I feel
Can you
really
use it
confident.
effectively?
Well, I can use.
Get into and out of trouble with it.
Make it. Can you? Oh.
I can. Next question.
About the Windows notification sound. Do you think every video on YouTube that has that sound and gets copyright strike? Do you have any video that has that sound and gets copyright strike? You know?
I mean, it depends on the content, but I
By
still don't
sheer
want to do it.
logic,
I've
would
never.
be fucking stupid because it's probably in many videos. You know, by its exist. You know.
I've never been copyright stricken on my videos. I have been on my live streams, but I've never been on videos.
Tell you
Like,
what, I'll
like-
run the test for you. If it gets copyright claimed by one of mine, then... Oh no,
But
don't do it.
It would obviously be in many videos because like use the fucking pink sound. Like, of course, it's like So why the fuck would they copyright strike for it?
I don't know, I just know they've never been copyright stricken. I don't want to start getting now.
Like that sounds so like they would have so fucking many false positives if that were the thing, like 99.9%. So like, of course, it's not gonna be a thing,
Well, I know that
that's how we pick it.
Discord doesn't really enforce the copyright on the their ping sound effect, so... You could just use that.
Yeah, that too.
Although I
I needed background music, so it's the Discord call sound.
Now that's how we pick it. Now,
Okay, I think I've come up with a sufficiently shitposty idea for how to do it.
Sufficiently shit posty.
For this I need my make it. Where's my make it? Oh, there we go. That's my boy. we go. I was gonna do something while listening to this, but I'm so lazy. I just got stuck here. So was I, actually.
Yeah. All the misery.
I got stuck here for 800 days at this point. It's not easy.
Damn.
That's a heart. That's not it. Where is it? Oh, there we go. I think this works sufficiently well.
Now that's how we pick a number. Now that's how we pick a number.
No,
What I miss?
I just found the solution to my problem.
What did you do?
I did a bell sound effect and like make it with thumbs up with right as the bell appears.
Next we select which operation
That's
we like
good.
to use. So we select which operation we like to use. So we set our two numbers that we like to use, something like a 7 and a 36. Then here's how we switch between them. Next we select which operation
I think random foghorn would also be pretty funny.
we like to use. So we set our two numbers that we like to use.
Okay, so this.
We set our two numbers that we like to use. Our two numbers that we like to use, something like a 7 and a 36. Then two numbers that we like to use, something like a 7 and a 36. Then here's how we switch. Here.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Set our two numbers that we like to use, something like a 7 and a 36. Then here.
Okay. Perfect.
Here's how we switch between them. Here's how we switch. Here's how we switch between.
Yes, I have a bit of a message to respond to. There's a skeleton in your skin. I mean, that's
It's a
I
little
think
deeper than that,
normal.
but yeah.
I think that's pretty normal. That's I don't know. When I went to the doctor, they told me it's normal. Okay, give me a second. I just one more second. I'm drinking.
Sorry, Dad.
Get me another beer. Okay, there we go. I'm back. Okay. Watching this, listening to Little Dark Age cover in classical Latin. That is
That's fucking disgusting.
That sounds like
You
the
should.
chili and chocolate or whiskey and coffee thing. That sounds like it would sound terrible until you actually hear it, and then you're like, oh, this is pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it has that potential. I'm not saying that's the case.
I mean, I'm not saying that whiskey and coffee is good, by the way. I'm just saying that it has the same vibe as chili and chocolate. I don't want to be the hipster who's like, oh no, guys, trust me, it's actually really good.
Don't worry, you're not a hipster for suggesting that in the first place.
I'm a hipster for exactly my own special reasons.
Oh, they're special.
The drink is called alcoholism. Hi, Detefta. Hi. Listen, I don't like alcohol, but like, I'm not gonna pour a whole cup of coffee down the drain just because it has alcohol in it. I'm just saying.
How we switch between them.
I don't like alcohol, he says, with an open bottle of Jack Daniels.
I have opened bottle of white rum, of vodka, of pure ethanol, and of
But he
a
doesn't
special,
like alcohol.
and of special. I don't even know what it would be called actually. Just someone, a friend of mine made, basically. And I've been told it's delicious, but to me all of them taste the same. They all taste like chemicals. I don't drink them. I just have them open. Well, I mean the whiskey, yeah, but the rest I just have them open. Ethanol is exclusively for burning. Vodka is for disinfecting and distilling into ethanol. White rum is for guests, and the other one I just got as a gift, and it would be rude to decline. And the 18-year-old whiskey I was so waiting for Remco. See, I have reasons for all of them.
Sounds like something an alcoholic would say.
I mean, I was about to say that. It really does sound like that, doesn't it? Alcohol.
No, there's
oh.
a good reason for it. Yeah, because you drink it.
It all tastes terrible, all of it. I hate the taste so much.
And he doesn't stop.
You want me to pour an entire cup of coffee down the drain?
No,
Exactly.
I'm not saying you have to.
Oh,
It's
hold on, I'm getting a
not
phone call.
a cup
I'll be
of
right.
coffee,
I'll be right
it's not
back.
a cup of
I'll be right
coffee
back. I'm
whiskey.
getting a phone call, and it's an important phone call for me. Give me a second, because. Be right back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry. I'm back. I am back. I was.
I'm back.
So
I'm
back.
back.
That was my. We'll have internet in my new place.
Oh, that's
That was the phone call.
probably important for your line of work.
Yeah, I know. And worst case scenario, I will be 1 day without internet. That's the worst case.
That, yeah, upload day.
No, guys, I swear I have the best video ever. It's just I can't upload it. You don't understand. And by the way, this was the.
It's on another data plan.
I just want to say that setting up an internet seems easy. This was the last phone call I had to take, unless something fucks up, obviously. This was phone call number 6 of the phone calls I had to take in order to set this up. So,
Who said setting internet up would be easy?
no,
Who lied
actually,
to you like this?
I mean, no, it is easy. It is really easy. It's just that for me, you know, I had to plan it in a way that I will spend the most amount of time with access to the internet because streams. And it wasn't.
Right.
I tricked my carrier to turn on my internet without meeting from a technician because I called and she said the tech wanted me to give you all the MAC of my router. I placed it and had internet 5 days earlier. That is hilarious. Oh, that is hilarious.
So here you can see color-coded.
Ah, that really is hilarious.
I mean, that just means you gotta do that.
Me, no, I don't know about. I don't know enough about networking to pull this off.
Well, then ask the person who did pull it off. Ask them how they did it.
Tevta.
With steps.
It's very uncomfortable for me talking about my networks because I don't know enough about networking to actually set up a network properly, but I know enough to know the dangers of setting up improperly.
Wait, network as in like internet, not network as in like knowing people.
Yes, as an internet. Yes, the
Oh,
antisocial kind of network.
No, it's still pretty social.
I would say it's the skirt wearing area, so you know. Do you have a modem from the same ISP? If you have the same company at both locations, just call. I don't know what ISP is.
Internet service provider.
Okay, fair point then. Yes, I do have I should have a modem from the same ISP. Yeah. I mean, no, I don't have the modem from. No. The technician will come in and set this up actually. Also, they need to set up the fiber optic to the flat.
Fiber is great until it's not.
Fiber is great because of 1 gigabyte per second, which is not needed, by the way. But I will have
Yes,
it.
it is. It will be needed 1 week after you have it. And as soon as you lose 1 gig, you will feel it.
I can't imagine a scenario in which I would use 1 gigabyte per second.
See, I was the same way.
But okay, unironically, what do you use 1 gigabyte per second for?
Have you played any game ever?
Yeah, but in the games, the
Multiplayer?
bottleneck. Yeah, but the bottleneck is always the server side, not the user side. At least from my experience. So, for
That's
example,
because your internet's slow.
well, no, because my internet, so there will be user side. For me, I like 200 gigabytes per second. I don't really.
Speaking of internet and games, when are we doing Factorio next?
I'm busy. There's so many things to do.
It is by your own volition that you are busy, so when are we doing Factorio next?
I know, but when I feel busy and then I am not productive. When I'm not productive, then the whiskey comes into play. So you know.
And then once that stops working, we do Factorio, I guess.
Once that stops working, we do Factorio. I first want it to work.
We will play Factorio when I develop cirrhosis.
Gigabit is good for downloading NASA datasets.
That is something you would do, though.
You know what? That's fair. Or uploading 4K videos. The problem is the NASA thing is hilarious. But the problem with upload is that server side is always tricky. Like, for example, it's tempting to say something like, oh, you can download GTA 5 in 2 minutes, for example. But you can't because you won't have a place to download it from.
You wouldn't download it, cat.
You wouldn't download the cat.
You wouldn't download a car. Which is wrong because I have multiple times.
I never got that ad. Like, you wouldn't... That's such a bad slogan. I mean, it's memorable, but it's a bad slogan, in my opinion.
That's because it's a butchered version of the original.
You wouldn't download a car.
You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't, you wouldn't steal all these other things, and it's like you wouldn't download a movie
Oh, the end was you wouldn't
because
download...
that's the same.
That's still pretty bad.
Yeah. No, it is, and also they got in trouble for stealing both the font and background music.
I know. This makes
Well,
it
yeah,
funny.
you wouldn't download a font or a song either, I guess, but LimeWire's free, so.
The first two digits of binary, coded how would walk. The first two digits. So here you can.
Okay, we need to move this a bit, because that's a bit ways off.
So here you can see color coded how would walk.
Okay, and we need to check on what do we end.
So here you can see color.
It ends on the on. That's really convenient for
So
my
here you can see
purposes.
color coded how would.
Okay.
There we go. And then the last one is, I'm pretty certain, just them switching around, right?
Walk. The first two digits
Can I just have this single thing going on till the very end, just really slowly?
would walk. The first two digits of binary select which register, like so. The second two select the second register, and the last bit selects the operation. The way you can encode That way you can encode both operations. That way you can encode both operations between any two registers. Selects the operation.
I don't
That
know why
way
you're
you
not
can
a car guy when you could see something like this and be like, yes, that came out about 80
encode
years
both
ago.
operations between any two registers. That is the machine code.
It's so goofy looking, I like it.
Yeah, it's for a 24 Hours of Le Mans race, but unfortunately, that was the company's first and only
Savings.
car that they made in-house, and then they went bankrupt. Which is crazy, because for 1967, that would be only 60 years ago. Never mind.
Have you tried to extend animations via the AI extender function in Premiere? I haven't, I don't know how to, I don't even know.
Don't do it. I will think less of you.
I mean, I'm not gonna use it in the video, but I am in fact
Good.
curious to what it will come up with. How do you even turn it on? Or do I not have the right version of Premiere? That also might be there.
The stream is so delayed on my end, I don't know why.
Hold on, let me just... and if I clip select generative tool in the toolbar. Toolbar, right, I don't use that. Toolbar. I don't think I have toolbar enabled. No, I have tools. Right, no, that checks out.
I gotta go soon.
That's fair. I don't think I have it. Where's the bottom? No, I don't have it.
Good.
It's that one. Wait, what is this? Rate stretch tool? It doesn't look like the rate stretch tool. The rate stretch tool is for the speed. A generative extend tool. No, I just don't have it.
That way you can encode both operations between any two registers, that is the machine code, except in CPU you obviously have more registers, more combinations, reading from memory, saving to memory, jumping in the operation, tower protections, branch prediction, and you know what, we're just getting wildly off topic. You know what, we're just getting wildly off topic.
Okay, then pitch shifter. And can I animate the pitch shifter? Because that would be very convenient for what I'm trying to do.
From memory, saving to memory, jumping in the operation, tower protection. Registers, more combinations, reading from memory, saving to memory, jumping in the operation, tower protections, branch. Registers, more combinations, reading from memory, saving to. There's more combinations, reading from memory, saving to memory, jumping.
Okay, and then right here is basically where we would like to keyframe all of these and then zoom in like so.
Reading from memory, saving to memory, jumping in the operation, tower protections, branch prediction, and you know what? We're just getting wildly off topic.
Because then the next one will be this. There we go.
The point is that this is where.
Does it fade to black, or is it just gonna zoom in and then hard cut?
Hard cut because the music also cuts though.
Ah, okay.
Not sure why it's not yours. Probably because I don't have the right version. She has been streaming for 845 days in a row. How is this possible? Insane dedication. Insanity.
see-
No, it's not insane, it's insanity. Many of you mistake it. It's dedicated
He's not a-
insanity.
He's not a Twitch streamer where they're sick every other day.
Yeah.
I got out of bed and now I'm tired, so I went back to bed.
Live with average Twitch streamer. I'm the YouTube streamer who just... if I'm dying, I'm gonna stream. Listen, streaming is
See,
streaming.
the life of the
And you know what?
the
We're
life
just
of the
getting
average
wildly off
YouTube
topic.
streamer is have 8 people watching and do it anyway for 3 years.
Today's video. In this video,
I've done it for a year with an average viewership of less than 1 person.
we will implement this
And that is the
Yes.
saddest thing I can say about my life. That's not a joke.
algorithm in multiple different
Well,
programs.
Your life is pretty fortunate then.
Yeah, it is. It actually is. Yeah.
What's the worst thing that could happen to you? I had an audience.
Well,
of
no, I didn't say that
0.
was the. I didn't say that was the worst thing. I just said that was the saddest thing about my life. Streaming every single
Oh,
day
what's
for a
the
year with
worst
no one
thing?
watching.
That's probably not good for the stream.
Oh, what's the worst thing?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I can't say the worst thing.
Oh, okay.
Worst-
Like not on YouTube or not at all.
It's no. The worst thing is pretty bad.
Oh, it can't be that bad.
man.
Depends by your definition of bad. Depends on your
Um,
ethics.
Ethics not applicable. Bad. I'm pretty sure I've lived through worse.
Okay, well,
I'm biased, of course. So anyway, I have to
Yeah.
go to work now.
it's
I
fine.
don't think I can say my words for on stream either. That's fine. That's fair.
And that's why those are the worst things. Good luck at work. Good luck. Have fun.
I don't need luck. I need money.
Word.
I have plenty of luck. It's
Word,
just all
honestly.
bad.
Word, honestly.
Plenty of luck. It's just not good.
All right. Bye. Well
Oh,
done.
it's ending.
Or are you saying that? Oh, never mind. He's going. Okay. This is actually a very fun part of the video. I just need to edit it properly so that it would.
Off topic. The point
fully-
is that this is where we'll start today's video. In this video, we will implement this kind of algorithm in multiple different programming languages. And
It's really
first,
funny.
we will
I like it a
start
lot, but-
with machine code, and that's a bit of a big one. But basically, hey, well,
Okay, this one is a good cut, but I feel like we need them to overlap a bit more. And the best way to achieve that would be to go this way, like so.
hey,
There we go.
hey, whoa, why are
I know it feels a bit too quick, but I can't tell why exactly.
hey, whoa, whoa, what? Basically, hey, whoa.
No, 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 this...
Basically, whoa, what?
The timing is a bit off on this. I can't tell why.
But base.
Maybe right here?
But base. Hey, whoa, why are? But basic. Hey, whoa, why are?
Or maybe it's the audio. It has to fit in properly.
But basic. Hey, whoa, why are?
Or maybe it's this. Maybe it's the other side. Haha.
Maybe.
But basic. Hey, whoa, why are you here?
That's a lot better. That is a lot better. We need to preserve continuity with a sharp cut, which is not something... Those are kind of antonyms, but
But basic. Hey, whoa, why are you here?
I like it a lot more, because...
Basic. Whoa.
But the whoa could be a bit earlier on as well. And I think it would be fine.
Basic. Hey, whoa, why are you?
I need to be perfect.
Big one. But basic. Hey,
We could also continue the music and then cut it away to break the continuity, but then preserve the continuity once the cut is finished.
we'll start with machine code, and that's a bit of a big one. But basic. Hey, whoa, why are you here? Well, I mean, I'm just here to save you from the hassle of explaining machine code, because you want to write a program machine code, but in reality there isn't that much general.
Hi, just to say that your videos are so well made and you're pretty underrated. I hope you garner more attention in the future here on YouTube. Thank you, Jaya, thank you. Thanks so much, that's so kind. I will try to keep on making videos as well as I can. I just realized it's been 2 hours and I'm on the 4th minute. This is not quick.
You are not only pretty underrated, you're so pretty.
Well, I'm blushing. Oh, don't say that. Oh my goodness.
It just becomes a massive pain. So I basically want to stop you from going to that path of the future. I mean, okay, I guess that makes sense. Machine code by its very nature
That card is very awkward, but I remember that was the only one that
is
worked.
very, very specific. So I suppose there isn't really that much of a point to go in depth. So where would you propose we go from? Oh, they're gone. You know what? Sometimes I don't know if I can time travel, clone myself, or if I'm just schizophrenic. Anyway, what was I talking about? Assembly. Motherfucker!
I spoiled the punchline. But there aren't that many people watching. That's what you get for watching the live stream where I make the thing. Is the occupational hazard. Or whatever. Assembly! I have a fair bit of animations for assembly and that's not even finished. So that's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
Also, what I should have is actually on the first animation, I think the text assembly. 0 to 100 is free, that's good. Because what I could do is I could start by... I could start the first assembly file and I could actually just extend it. I'm glad that Past Make It thought about it, because the specific reason for why I have this file right here is to create the intro, because I didn't know what the intro was going to be. Oh, how good it is to just think about the future. Think twice. I barely even thought once. Okay. Center, extrude, middle. Now we don't have the transition material, but that's fine because we can make one really easily. I've made these so many times. At this point, it's just muscle memory for most of it. There we go. The only problem is that it's backwards, which simple fix. There we have it. Actually, no, it's not backwards. No, that was correct. Now, should it be question? Should it be white? I feel like that's a good question.
That is a very good question.
Yeah, we're gonna have the disappearing noise. Also, another thing we can do is we can change the brightness of the final one to 0.025, and then instead of multiplying it by 10, we want to multiply it by 40. Yeah, there we go. And then this one will be just even brighter. And then all we need to do is pick the color. What color is assembly? Orange, obviously. Everyone knows this. There we go. And we can render it with a 32 if I'm not mistaken. I feel like that should be fine. Perfect. Now all we need to do is just record the...
Wait, what was I talking about? Assembly. Mother...
Okay, so remember those things? Assembly. So, remember those things I kept mentioning called registers? Well, in assembly, we can access them using keywords such as RAX, RBX, or RCX. Well, in assembly, we can access them using keywords such as RAX, RBX, or RCX. These registers are the magical boxes that hold our values, and we can put some values into them using the move operation. Move is just the move without the letter E because it's more consistent to have all the operations be 3 letters long. It just looks nicer. And so with that in mind, we can actually start using it right away. If we write a piece of code that looks like this, asterisk was my machine, then what this code effectively does is first, it moves number 1 into the register A. Then the second line moves the number 10 into the B register. Then the breakthrough. Third line moves the value from register A into register C. Now, the reason why the third line is such a breakthrough is because that's the kind of line that lets us do something like x plus 5 instead of 2 plus 5 or 6 plus 5. So basically a code that works depending on the circumstances, not with any hard-coded value. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say that you'd like to get a square of some kind of number, like a 2, for example. How could you do it? Well, you could do it by taking first taking a 2, then moving into the A register. Then we can move the same number from A register to a B, and then we can multiply them both together using the imul operation, which just stands for integer multiplication. It has 4 letters because we don't need everything to be 3 letters long, and then the result of that multiplication will just be stored back into RAX. That way, if we instead started with simple, that's us squaring a 2. If we started with a 5, however, and then run the entire code, then we would end up with 25. So this is our number that we want to square, and this is the operation of squaring it. Now let's say, hypothetically, that for some unknown, totally not a foreshadowing, wild, crazy kind of reason, we have a number inside of RCX that we'd like to get a square of. Okay, it's just there already. Some kind of wizard already put it there using their sorceress techniques. Now, in order to get the square, all we need to do is just replace the 5 with RCX. And there, we've got a program that will actually take some kind of number and just compute the square of that number. And that's programming. Now, that's all neat and good, but there is something else we'll need in order to make our loop work, and that's 2 things actually. Conditions and loops. So how can we achieve those conditions and loops? Well, a loop is simple. In assembly, there are labels. You can just input something with an operation like so. And that actually does nothing on its own. The more you know. But the reason why it's useful is because of the jump operation, where we once again take out the U because all the operations are 3 letters long, and what jump effectively does is But the reason why it's useful is because of the jump operation, where once again we take out the U because, consistency. All operations are just 3 letters long. All operations are just 3 letters long. And what jump effectively does, it just moves us to some kind of label. And what jump effectively does is it just moves us to some kind of label. So in this situation, for example, if we start at the top by moving a 1 into a register, then we move the value of A register into B register, then we jump to the second label, and then we move a 2 into the A register. We never move anything into the C register because we skipped that step by jumping. But the crucial thing to remember is that jump doesn't have to go forward. You could as well execute code like so. Then what this effectively translates to is us starting by moving 3 into the register A, register B, then multiplying them into A, and then go back to loop. Multiply again, go back to loop, and so on, so forth. We've achieved loops. There is one problem, however. These loops are permanent. Once you start a loop, there is no way to break it, and for that we'll need the second part, and that is the conditional. So, how do we set up a condition in assembly? Well, you can do it using the CMP, for example. That is compare, except once again shortened to 3 letters. What this does is just compares 2 different values. So for example, compare RCX with a 1, compares the value of RCX with a 1. Cool, how does that help? Okay, I feel like it's enough for a single. It looks like 10 minutes, but there's a lot of mistakes I've made there, so... Please stop live streaming, just make normal videos. That's what I'm doing right now! Literally! That is what I'm doing! Fefe, I am making a video. Okay. To make loops, we need loops. I mean, yeah, to make loops, we need loops. To make traditional loops, we need the unconditional.
How does that help?
Well, it helps because on the next line we can specify that we'd like to jump somewhere. But only if the 2 numbers are equal, or not equal, or one of them is greater, or lesser, and it just keeps going. So that way we could have conditional loops. So, for example, going back to our multiplication loop. Now this time, this does work in the exact same way, starting with 3's into A and B, and then the loop, we multiply it by... Damn it. Now this time, this works in the exact same way, starting with moving 3's into A and B, and then the loop, we multiply by 3 again, but this time, we compare them. And when we compare the two... RAX is not greater by 1000. That's because 9 isn't greater than 1000, so we don't jump. Then we jump back to the loop and 27 isn't greater, 81 isn't greater, and it just keeps going and going until we reach the smallest power of 3 that's greater than 1000. Then after we compare our register to 1000, it is actually greater, which leads to us making this jump, ending the loop. And so what we've done here is we computed the smallest power of 3 that's still greater than 1000, and we hold that value in our register A. Now if we just start by inputting our CX instead of 3, then we end up with a program that can compute the smallest power of X that's greater than 1000. And now with that in mind, let's try our hands at a factorial. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call again, it's wildly distracting. I'll be back once again. Sorry. I hate it when I just get phone calls in random times of the day. Why can't they just call when I'm not streaming? Even though they have no idea I even am a streamer. Will I even finish off with the recording?
And now with that in mind, let's try our hands at the factorial.
And now with that in mind, let's try our hands
With
at the
that in mind,
factorial.
let's try our hands
At the factorial. Let's try our hands at the factorial. In order to do it, we first start with 3 labels: defunc, back, and loop. Defunc starts our program and sets all the values, and here's the values we'll need. The RCX register will hold the value that we want to take the factorial on, for which we won't need any code. That will happen before the program, the wizard foreshadowing again. And then we'll also need a 1 in the A register, which we can achieve with this line. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Great, that's all the prep work we need. Next, after that, we start our back part of the loop, which compares our RCX with a 1. If they're not equal, then we jump to the other part of the loop. Now what this loop does is just multiplies our A register by the C register, and then decrements the C register. What decrement means is, once again, just subtract 1 from it. Then afterwards we jump back to the back of our loop and repeat. This is our factorial method from before, this time written down. This is our factorial method from before, this time written down in a tad more stricter way. And so there we go. You should now understand how to make a program that calculates the factorial in the most difficult language in existence. Why? Okay. Here's a make it ranting. Well, for 2 reasons. First of all, I am amazing, and I was the one explaining it, so you're welcome. But second of all, that's because this isn't really what makes a language difficult. For the second, I mentioned that assembly is the most difficult language, and I can already feel the nerds telling me in the comments how about their obscure language is only ones and zeros, or dashes, or arrows, or colors, because why not? It's actually the most difficult language in existence. Having a weird rate of But here's the thing, having a weird way of writing is inconvenient at best, it's not really difficult. Trust me, I know it from experience. The actual difficulty of a language comes from something different, and in this case that could be easily showcased by asking a question of why the C register? Why does it hold the magic wizard value? Well, that's because the full program I've made also includes this C file. And you see, even though you know how to write an assembly, if I told you to make this program right now, you probably wouldn't know how to run it. You wouldn't know where to start. You wouldn't know how to turn this code into the machine code from before. So, how did I do it? Well, I used an assembler, which is a program that turns code from something that a human can read into something that a computer can read. But how can I get the output of our program back? Well, the way I did that is I created a kind of wrapper program around our assembly program in C. And I just created an external function that will be linked with the assembly function. And no, you're not supposed to know what it means. That's because the actual kicker here is that I know from that variables... Damn it, can I not read today? That feels like a very basic skill for a human to have. Well, the way I did it is that I created a kind of wrapper around our assembly program in C, and I just created an external function that will be linked with the assembly function. And no, you're not supposed to know what it means. That's because the actual kicker here is that I know from that the variables inputted into this function end up in the RCX register after running it. How do I know that? Well, it's because 4 years ago, Drunk Maker delved into the documentation of C and assembly because they thought it would be funny to implement mathematics in assembly for the graphical engine. And that's why assembly is the most difficult. Not because of some confusing notation or because of weird walkings. It's because unlike other languages, assembly is so low level and so close to machine code that it actually runs into the limitations of our CPUs. When you can't do something in between the registers, it's because the CPU isn't able to physically do that, not because it's just some arbitrary rule in our programming language. And that is what makes it difficult. Anyway, speaking of C, there we go, perfection. That's, my goodness, that's just the, that actually might turn out to be quite a long video. That actually might turn out to be quite a long video indeed. All of this just runs to the loop from before. It doesn't actually get into the factorial, which is fairly annoying. Yeah. Oh, I'm exhausted. Oh wait, after the previous chapter I was supposed to do the KiCad thing, or the mask thing, wasn't I?
The mask thing.
The coffee isn't helping at this point. I need more. I just simply need more. Does assembly have like operations for floating points specifically, or only on integers? It does have operations for floating points. That's because processors have a separate set of registers just for floating point numbers. Basically, you have operations like imul, for example, which is integer multiplication, and then you have registers like rax, rbx, rcx. Not rbc, only r. Well, I guess that too, but r. I think that too. rcx. Those are for integers, and then, if I'm not mistaken, fmul is for float multiplication, and rmm0 is the register for floating points. rmm1, rmm2, if I remember correctly. Let's see how much make it remembers from assembly. Did I remember it correctly? Hold on. Assembly 64 multiply to floating point numbers. Yeah, I am human. XMM, not RMM. Damn it. Yeah, and then you have CVT SI to SD, which is just, if I remember correctly, convert standard integer into standard double, I think. And what that basically does is it takes an integer and then puts it into the thing and then multiply SD. Okay, so it wasn't fmul, it was mul SD, and then back. Okay, there we go. I'm getting a bit hungry, so I might go make myself something to eat actually. I will keep on editing it on the Patreon channel. And video should be finished today. I'm not kidding when I say that I will keep on chugging coffee until I finish it. So it should be finished today. Unless I get like the make it mood and I black out on the couch again, I will finish it today. And for now, I suppose that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.